everybody. It's Loretta from Custom Creations by Lo. I hope everybody is doing awesome today. I thank you for coming and watching, and I hope you enjoy what I'm looking at as a repurposing. Well, that's going to be my attempt. So what I'm doing is, now that I've made the first mold with the little ducky, hopefully you've watched that video, saw the outcome of it. No, was it pretty? Not really. Was it perfect? Definitely not. But did it work? Yes, it did. So now I've got that little make a mold bug. So what I'm doing today is, this was a very large medicine bottle. And you can reuse this in two ways, is what I'm hoping. So you could reuse this as a stopper, or, like a plug, so like with this. Although, now looking at it, I wasn't thinking. It does have a screw on, so that may not work, unless you, trimmed off the sides, and then in that case it would work. So we're going to set that there. Now I've already started cutting that thick part off, which was, this. And I cut that off already. So now I'm going to cut, I don't know if you can see it or not, this line that runs right here. And that'll give us a full opening. Hopefully I can do this without cutting my fingers off. People that know me know that I can be accident prone. I was able to get that off, and all my fingers are intact, so yay, yay, yay. So let's see. I need to get another blade for my X-Acto knife. All right. So I'm going to kind of bend that down just a little bit, just so I can get my knife down in here and maybe get it turned. I'm going to start up a little high, because that way it starts easier. And then I'm going to work my way down to that line and keep it as even as possible. I mean, there's a line there. You'd think I would be able to do that, but we'll just see. We shall see. I cannot promise anything. So how is everybody doing today? Hope you're doing well. I had, unfortunately, like in my last video, I had to go to visitation this morning. Very sad situation. So I was there for a couple hours, and it was so humid when I got home that I sat outside for a little while after lunch, but it was so humid. And then, as per the norm, I cannot be outside any length of time unless it's been a recent time when my husband has sprayed for mosquitoes and so forth. Those little buggers find me each and every time, without fail. So they started biting, and I came in, did some dishes, and did my workout. Oops. And then came up here because I wanted to play a little bit. It's not quite even, but the goal of this was not necessarily, to get it, say, perfectly even. It was just to get that top opening wider than it was. So let me see. Yes, not perfectly even. We'll go ahead and trim this just a little more. Like I said, that's not the important bit. It's getting that opening more wider. So that's what we have. Go ahead and put this in the garbage. Now, the mold I was thinking about making today, I went to Dollar General because I need to get some more mosquito spray of all things. And I don't think this is going to be big enough for what I bought, but I have another plan for it. They had the cutest set of Hear No Evil, Speak No Evil, See No Evil. And they're cats in witches' hats. And they're adorable. So here they are. And I thought, being that it's Halloween coming up in another few months, how cute would they be? And you can see each one of them is different. This got a purple hat, and he is the See No Evil, or she, whatever it may be. The one here with the black hat purple is Speak No Evil. And the last little one is Hear No Evil. You can see he's holding his ears. And I thought they would be really cute to make molds of. And they are solid. They do have a set bottom. And the great thing was, they were originally priced $3, but they had them on sale for $1.50. You cannot beat that. So, again, my thought process was to make a mold out of them. I don't think with the tips of their hats, they're going to fit. But I do have some larger cups that I can use. Yeah, this is not quite deep enough, but I can use it for something else. But I did want to show you what you can do with leftover prescription bottles. And you could even use them for smaller molds, you know, if you want. I did also think about going ahead and doing the little ducky again and putting him in there. And this time make sure that I have him completely on the bottom so that he doesn't go floating and turning sideways. And like I said, you know, I have to say, for my first mold, I was extremely happy. He is super cute. Yeah, his neck looks a little tilted, but he's voguing, you know, he's got Madonna's Vogue, so there you go. So we're going to set this aside. I'm going to pause you for a minute so I can go get me a few more cups of this size, and we'll see if we can get the molds poured. But aren't they the cutest? Super, super cute. All right, I'll be back in just a few. Okay, so we are back. So I got the cups that we're going to use to do each of these molds. Because I'm impatient, I don't want to wait and pour each one. They do sit down in here very nicely. They fit perfectly. They don't touch on the sides, as you can see here. They are going to kind of look like they're touching, but when I'm holding it straight, they are not. Did want to show you the silicone rubber that we're going to use today. I bought it off Amazon. It is by Nick Pro. Now, I cannot put this up on my workstation because it does unfortunately have a weight limit. Like I said, until I get my she shed done, I am kind of limited. But so I will link the description. This is the Nick Pro. Here are your instructions, and you get I think it's 12 powders, mica powders, which is really nice, and a little spoon in there for dipping out. Isn't that cute? So you have the cobalt blue. Oh, there's another spoon. Purple, red, black, turquoise green. Ooh, that's pretty. Silver gray, gold, grass green, orange, yellow, light blue, and violet, which is very, very pretty. Yellow is like the least of my favorite color, so I may use it to do mix into my silicone, because all these other colors I really like. And the orange is okay, but I don't do a lot of things with yellow. Maybe I should start. So they came with all those. Get it back in the bag here. Here we go. So we got that. Then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 cups and a handful of sticks. It looks like there's probably 10 or 12 popsicle sticks, which is great. We got a pack of disposable gloves. It looks like there is 2 or 3 sets. Unfortunately, they are large, so I'll give them to my husband to use outside when he's doing chemicals, because I usually wear a small or medium, and I hate when my gloves are not fitted well, because, and they're sticking, you know, if they stick off the end, that just drives me crazy. I don't like having things on my fingertips anyway, but if I have to have them, like with the resin and stuff, yeah, I use them. I know, you know, that the silicone rubber, this is non-toxic, but I don't like stickiness, so the gloves are a must. There is also, what is so nice, is a little tabletop cover. So I use the plastic one, you know, dollar store ones for keeping my area, you know, clean, basically. It's about time to replace it, but I will have this for future reference. Then we have a part A, and each bottle is, oh, let me find it. I know it's on here. 46 ounces, basically, and the hardness is 15A, and the mixed ratio is 1A and 1B by weight. So here's the part B. So that's what we're going to use today. Like I said, I did buy these off Amazon, so I will link them in the description. Put these up because you don't need those. Put these cute little spoons up. I don't need that right now. Keep the yellow out for our mold. And since we're not going to use that, I'll just set it right there. And let's see what the instructions here say. They have a little thing here in the back about cure inhibition. What could cause your silicone not to cure, which can be very handy. This is a grade food safe silicone rubber, and it basically says prepare your workshop, prepare your model, measure, mix, and pour. Curing time says allow the silicone to cure for the time. Small works take about 4 to 6 hours. Larger ones may take 4 to 12 hours. It doesn't tell you, oh, you mix it for 3 to 5 minutes. It does not tell you your working time that I see. No, I don't see working time. So I'm going to assume that, like a lot of the rubbers, you may have a work time of 30 minutes. Again, that is a guesstimate. I have no idea because it does not say. And let's see, mix time 3 to 5. Yeah, it doesn't really say in here about your working time. I'm going to do each one separately. I'm not going to mix up, which will probably be like, for each one of these, it's going to be at least probably one of these cups. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be pretty much for me, what I'm doing, it's going to be 4 ounces of A and 4 ounces of B, so a total of 8 ounces for each one. So that's what we will do. And let's see, put these mica powders up, and we'll keep out one of their cups because we're just going to mix it up 3 times. And I think these sticks, yeah, they're longer sticks, so we'll go ahead and pull one out. All right, so I think we are ready, and I'm hoping this goes smoother and easier than, you know, the little ducky. Well, I mean, what's the worst thing I can do? Mess it up? Probably. Hopefully not. But I did get out my super glue gun, not my super glue, my hot glue gun, so I can put that on the bottom, hopefully keep them down in there. Like I said, they all are solid. They're a smooth bottom, so I'm just going to go with that. All right. Let's see here. So we got that. And I am going to start with part B, because for whatever reason I do. You don't have to. Not saying that, you know what, before I do that, I'm sorry, I need to put in my animals into the bottom of the cup so they will be ready. All right, I am going to take a little paper towel, a little bit of alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, and clean the bottoms just to make sure, you know, they are clean and everything works the way it should. I'm thinking they will be a matte mold, but I'm going to hopefully use a mica powder that's got some shimmer to it to give them some shine. Okay. And a little more. But I thought these were so cute, and I mean, I have more than enough stuff that I'm looking at and wanting to make molds of, but I saw these and I thought, man, these would be perfect for, you know, like Halloween, for people that like to do Halloween. Whoops. All right, so we are going to just put a little bit on here like so, kind of smear it around, because I do want to make sure that they stay down, unlike little Mr. Ducky. Okay. And we will place it down in there. Didn't quite get that in the area that I wanted, so let me just peel that off real quick and do that again, because I want him to be as close to perfect as he can. I hate string glue, hot gun glue, so I try not to use it. Just spread that out. All right. That's better. Anybody else hate that? The bad thing about hot glue is it is stringy. Now, this is just my little cheapo glue gun. I do have a larger one that's cordless, and the glue that I use with it is a lot better about not stringing and that kind of thing. So he's a little far back too. Other thing I don't like about this particular glue gun is it's not as strong as my cordless glue gun, but I didn't feel like getting it out. But if this doesn't work this first time, then I will definitely get out my bigger one and make sure it stays, because alright. And it says, give me another stick, which I'm not smart enough to grab another one this time. Alright. He's a little close to that side. I don't like that. Redo him. Fortunately, this peels off pretty easily, so that's always good. So any other folks out here watching this, if you have your own YouTube channel, please make sure you provide that, because I would definitely subscribe to you. But has anyone else had any problems getting their videos to process on YouTube the last 2 days? I have a video that I was working on and got it uploaded, and that was last night, and then when I came up this morning, it was still saying it's processing. I'm like, how can you still be processing that? And it was at 59%. And then I noticed that while I was upstairs here, that percentage was not changing. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I thought, all right, I had this problem once before. Let me just go ahead, get rid of that video, and redo a new one. Well, this one is also not moving the way it should. So I don't know what's going on, but anyway. Alright, so we got them lodged in there. We will set our lid here, just in case I decide that I will do something with it. We'll set it over here, and we will start mixing up our silicone. So give me just a second and I'll be right back. Sorry folks, I had to take a water break. So one of my medications that I have to take keeps my throat dry, and when I talk a lot, which I never talk a lot, my friends will attest for that, or not. Anyway, back to what we're doing. Got the cup here. It is an 8-ounce cup, so we will be doing 4 ounces of B, 4 ounces of A. Let's see. That being said, that I'm smart enough to figure out how to open the bottles, which I am, thankfully. Now, something else that I noticed about some of the products that I use is that, like with resin and the rubber, they have little lids in it as well, you know, to keep your stuff out. Once your bottle's done, clean these up and use them as a mold. You know, if you got a small pendant or something, you can use it for that, and they're perfect. So don't throw them away. All right, let's get, and this is part B. Now, I've not used the Dianka Pours before. It was a very good price for the amount that you get. So that's why I bought it. Now, I will put the little cap back in there, like I said, until I finish this bottle. All right. Now, we'll not be putting these through the debubbler. The silicone usually degasses itself, you know, well. So, oopsie daisy, come back here. All right, we got part A. And I did go a little over the 4 ounces, so I'm going to do the same with this. And I've given you another paper towel because I have definitely utilized that one. Put that back on there. And all right. I am going to have Alexa set a timer for 3.5 minutes. At 3.5 minutes, I will scrape the sides really well. Just broke my glove. As long as it's on top. And then I will add the mica powder. And like I said, I'm going to use this yellow. It's really pretty yellow. Alexa, set timer for 3.5 minutes. So we will get this mixed up. So I was looking at some other ideas. I have a bunch of molds that I've not yet poured. I've been trying to do molds that not every other resin artist is doing, like the brush holder or the pen holder. I have that mold, but it seemed like, especially last month or the month before, that was what everybody was pouring. And I like to be different, which is one reason why I want to pour these molds. Will I ever sell molds? I don't know. Depends upon how good I get at it. I am in the very, 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 very beginning stage, as y'all will see. So, yeah. If they turn out well, then I may start and I may put them on my shop. I was watching Linda's Resin Room, as I do every day. I try to watch all my subscribers every day. I am retired, so I do have time on my hands. And she was doing molds today on her video, and she made me appreciate it so much more, as well as reminded me of the tool I should have been using to trim my molds, my silicone, because I didn't. And when I was trying to do that mold that I did on the previous video and the silicone plugs, I was trying to do it with my little snippers and my scissors. And then watching her video today reminded me, hey dummy, go get your cuticle tool. It makes it so much easier. So when I get these out, and if I have to trim them, I will make sure that I have that available to me, because it does look so much more professional and so much easier than I was doing with my little tools. So yes, so thank you, Linda. Linda's Resin Room. If you're not subscribed to her, go watch her. She is in Virginia. I used to live in Virginia, and she has a wonderful, wonderful accent. My accent is a collaboration of Tennessee, Florida, Virginia, North Carolina, and Ohio. So, and Texas. So I'm like a mutt. I have a mutt accent. But she's got the most marvelous Virginia voice, and every time I watch her videos, it even makes me think of going back home to Virginia, where I lived at before I went to the Marine Corps. I graduated high school there, in Stewart's Draft, in the Waynesboro area, Stanton. Some people, and even myself sometimes, say Staunton, where the Oakley boys were from. So, yeah. Alexa, pause. All right, so we've reached that 3.5 minute mark. Oops, hang on. Alexa, stop. There we go. She didn't hear me the first time, just like a child. They hear you when they want to hear you, I suppose. All right, so we got that. Let's go ahead and get our mica powder. Kind of do that so that when I open it, I'm not like breathing it. I'm wondering if I should do all the molds the same color, or if I should do them different colors. What do y'all think? Maybe I'll do a yellow, an orange, and a green. So I've got one of the little scooper spoons, and I'm just going to put that in there just like those. They're really pretty. Even though, like I said, I'm not necessarily a yellow person, which is crazy because when I have, I think, 1 or 2 shirts that are yellow, and everybody always compliments me, oh, that's a good color for you. But, you know, I'm more of a black, royal blue, or cobalt blue. I used to wear red a lot when I was younger, but I'm Italian and Indian. And when I was younger, I had a very olive skin complexion. Now it's not so much. I mean, I'm still dark, like in the winter and stuff. I'm not as pale as a lot of folks are. This is a really pretty yellow. Maybe should have gotten one of my bigger sticks for this, but we're using it now, so we'll just keep on using it. So once I've tried this Nick Pro, I am going to see if I can get a discount code for them. And if I can get it, I will put it in my description box with my other 3 discount codes, which I have J Diction, Let's Resin, and Dianka Pours. And by the way, check out Dianka Pours mica powders and paste. They're beautiful. Very, very intense colors. So yeah, so check them out. All right, so that looks like, let's mix a little bit more at the bottom there. I have on my wish list a resin mixer because I have carpal tunnel, had surgery twice in this hand, thumb release in this hand, and I've got arthritis in both of my thumbs. I also have fibromyalgia, so when I have to mix stuff like this, it really starts hurting and hearing things. So yeah. And if I can reach 1,000 subscribers and get monetized, I'm hopeful that one of these lovely resin companies may say, hey, would you like to try one of our mixer products? And I would gladly say, yes, please, thank you. All right, my friends, we're going to let that set for just a second. And then I think I'm going to set it there and choose the next color, which I think we will use the orange. And the green. So yeah, so we'll do 3 different color of molds. So we're going to do orange. Oh, that's kind of funny. Let's reverse it. I was going to do the orange in this one, but the top of the hat's orange. I don't know if that, I mean, it's not going to make a difference, but in my mind it says, hey, that's orange. So, you know, do it so you can see it kind of thing. Yeah, I'm going to let this glove stay here as long as it keeps covering this side of my hand because, like I said, I hate my hands to be sticky. See if the glue gun is cool. Yes, it is. Well, still a little warm, so we'll just leave it there. Let's see. Not really seeing any powder coming up, so that's good. Or bubbles. And it is very pretty yellow. Oh, there's a few bubbles. Okay. All right, so let's set this over here. I'll be so glad when I get into my she shed because having this much of an area to work on is because I use this area because it's my leveling table from J Diction. I mean, if I didn't use that, then I'd have a bigger space, but I like knowing that my stuff is level. So once I get into my she shed, I will have, you know, stations set up to where I'm not so cooped, so cramped. Just going ahead and getting these powders down while we're waiting on this other. And it's looking good. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to pour this high and slow and let it naturally encompass the item that we're going to demold. All right. Now I'm sorry that you can't see into here, but again, until I get into my new place, I'm kind of limited, but thank you for bearing with me in tolerating Now I'm not pouring directly onto the item. I am letting, like I said, the silicone encompass it naturally. And right now we're just now hitting the top of the hat. So this is probably going to be the perfect amount of silicone. You know, to make sure we cover the tip of his hat. or her hat, or whatever it may be. And in looking, we may actually have to make, oops, a little more, because I'm not sure it's going to get this hat, which is fine. Yeah, I'm going to definitely have to make up at least another ounce and a half. Because right there is the tip of the hat. And again, I'm sorry y'all can't see that. It was almost there, almost. So I'll know for the next one, because they're all the same, to do a little more for them than I did for this one. Oh, so close, so close. Not even scraping this is going to get me to where I need to be. And be my spatula. No, it's not the special ones everybody's using. It's just a rubber tip spatula that I have. I mean, it looks good, but I am eager to try the spatulas that everybody is raving about. So close. Yep, definitely another ounce. All right. Let me get that mixed up. I'll pour it. I may not even color it, just so I can get it in there. And set it out of the way for right now. Ooh, that's a heavy cup. Don't want to let this set on my silicone spatula, because you know silicone sticks to silicone. And yeah. All right, let me get a little bit more mixed up for that one, another ½ ounce, and then we'll move on to the next two. Ooh. That was my, oh no, don't do it, wine. So since we only need another ½ ounce, let me grab this. I can't see that. There it is. Here's the one I want. Oh, there's the one. See, I am blind, folks. I am blind. I've got my special glasses on. What does that tell you? All right. Make sure it's clean. Yes, it is. So we're going to do 20 and 20. 20 of B, 20 of A. And that should get us in the range we need to be. if we have any extra, then we will just put it in with the next cup that we're going to be mixing up. Does anybody else whistle to themselves when they're crafting? I do sometimes. If I'm not recording, then I will usually have some music on. I think I just put the wrong end in. Alexa, set timer for 3 minutes. Yeah, I'm not going to put any color in this. I'm just going to pour it over top of that. It's not going to hurt anything, and I can kind of take my stick and stir it in there. So I won't be demolding these until tomorrow, since it says instructions say it takes 4 to 6 hours. And yeah, so I won't be upstairs here when that happens. And then once we get them poured, we'll let them be. And like I said, I'm going to do one in the green, grass green mica powder, and one in the orange. I think it's just plain orange. Yeah, just plain orange. And hopefully get the right amount this time, so I don't have to do it 1.5 for each one. So once I get this put in there, I'm not going to keep you to watch me mix up the silicone for the next 2 cups. I will bring this back when it's time to demold the molds. And we're going to cross our fingers that these come out better than my poor little ducky. But I mean, like I said, he's still cute. I was just so happy that it worked. So again, once I get this mixed up and poured in there, then I will pause you and we will come back on demold time and go from there. Alexa, stop. All right, so that's our time. Got a few little bubbles in there because I was mixing that one pretty quickly, wasn't I? All right. All right, so we'll get that in there. This should be Yep, this will be the perfect amount. I won't have any left over from this, so I know how much I need to do for the next two. All right, my friends, I'll see you at demo. Bye. Hey, everybody. Hello again. Just wanted to pop in here real quick, and I'm sorry about my nails. I know they're ugly. To demold our 3 cats from the silicone rubber. I did let them sit overnight so that I would make sure that they were completed and cured correctly. I did 2 other things. I didn't film it. I took a plastic lid off the top of one of my little containers, this little thing right here, and decided to pour the leftover silicone in it to create a mold. And I used different things that I had already poured: a seashell, a seahorse, 2 dolphins, starfish, 2 crabs, and the rest butterflies. I really wanted the butterflies because I have 2 of the little molds, but I would really like to have some additional ones. So this was just kind of a test thing to see how that lid would work. And this was the Nick Pro Part A, Part B silicone rubber that I used and all that. So let's go ahead and get these demolded and see how I did. I'm hoping that I did well. I looked for my little cuticle trimmers and I could not find them. So I'm hoping these don't need a whole lot of trim, and if they do, then when I go out the next time, I will stop by the dollar store and just pick me up maybe a couple of them. So the easiest way I am going to have to get these molds out of these cups is just basically to cut them. Like I said, they're just disposable cups anyway. I mean, it'd be great if I could, you know, keep them, but I'm not going to kill myself trying to get them out because it is pretty large. So let's just go ahead. I'm just going to see if I can loosen the side some. And get my little scissors here. I definitely don't want to cut the mold itself. And once I get a cut started, I will be able just to rip it away. There we go. So once I get these demolded, I'm going to let them set for a couple hours. And then probably sometime after lunch, I will come back and try pouring them down. And these Nick Pro mica powders are really pretty too. I use the orange, the grass green, and the yellow. All right. There's one. A little edge started here again on this one. And just as a reminder, these are see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil Halloween kitties, which when I get ready to pour, I will show again. It's another very humid day here in my section of North Carolina. If it wasn't for the humidity here, like my husband was saying yesterday, if it wasn't for the humidity here, we would have about nearly perfect weather. You know, our seasons. Okay. And last but not least, I'm hoping that I don't have to make these a split mold. We'll see how soft or easy it will be to get these demolded. And it is 15A silicone rubber. I mean, it is fairly soft, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to roll these down. If not, then unfortunately they will become a split mold. And anytime you have to do a split mold, you shouldn't just cut a straight line. You should cut a zigzag line. That makes it have less of like a seamed area on the mold, and also helps it go back and stay together easier. So, just split my finger now. Let's see. So these are the ends of them at the bottom. Don't have to do, hopefully, a lot of trimming, but oopsie daisy. So I'm just going to take my little scissors here. Hope y'all can see that. Yeah. Just kind of squeezing here to hopefully loosen it some. Yeah, I don't know that these are necessarily all the way done curing, because as I'm doing that, I've got some liquid coming out. So, with that being said, I'm not going to demold these quite yet. I'm going to go ahead and trim the bottoms of the other two and see if they're the same. And if that's the case, then yeah, we'll be waiting, unfortunately. All right. You can see that. I wonder if I didn't mix them right. Oh boy, that would be a disaster, wasting all that silicone rubber. All right, let's go ahead and get these trimmed. All right, let's high hopes in these. And this orange one so far doesn't seem to be like the yellow one. Unfortunately, I do believe these are going to have to be split. But, you know, if they work, then that's perfect. Yeah, this one doesn't seem to be like that yellow one, so I don't know what to do with that one. Just trying to break it loose again. All right. go ahead and do the green one. Okie dokie. Now there is some liquid on this one, not like the green one, but there is still some there. So I'm not going to demold this one either right now. We'll let it set up. But we will go ahead and hopefully get this one cut and demolded. So there is this line on the back from the cup. I'm going to do my slice there, but in a zigzag pattern. I don't know though. You know what? I kind of smoothed it out of it, so, but we'll still go ahead and do our cut there. All right, wish me luck, wish me luck. Because I've never done this before. that much cut. This is hard on the wrist, my friends. Ooh. I hope y'all can see me doing this because I'm having to hold it against me in order to be able to pull it apart. I think next time I buy me some silicone, I'm gonna buy me some a little bit softer so that I would be able to hopefully roll down the mold if I decide to remake these, or if I have to remake them. Yep, he's coming. And I'll probably fast forward this so you don't have to sit and watch me do this forever and a day, because that's what it feels like it's taken.
I will be right back, my friends. Thank you.